Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Sydney. You probably just got done watching Adriana's video on the Apple tablet. She talked about different rumors, history, where all these rumors come from. If you haven't watched it yet, go check it out. In this video, that's a command. In this video, we're going to talk about the rumors surrounding the Apple tablet. Basically, what do we think it's going to look like? What is it going to do? How much is it going to cost? Different things like that. Now, keep in mind that these are just rumors and speculation. We won't really know anything for sure until next week at the Apple event. So, you know, it could have multi-touch capabilities, or it could be powered by unicorn blood. I mean, they're real. We don't really know. So these are rumors, but this is what people have said so far. So to get started, what is it going to be called? Well, there's been a lot of names thrown around. There's iSlate, iGuide, iPad, which, God, I hope not, and iTablet. Of those, the most popular seems to be iSlate. That's the one that most everyone is using. People on the inside, that's what they're saying it's going to be called. So, again, we don't really know. Technical specifications, there aren't really even any rumors about the technical specifications. There was a report by Phone Arena that had some pretty specific information. Again, we don't know if this is exactly true or not, but according to that report, it has a 2.26 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo processor, 2 gigs of RAM, 120 gig hard drive, and a built-in projector. Now, according to BoyGenius report, they had a tipster that told them that it would have an ARM processor. So, we don't really know, kind of conflicting stories there, but that's what we've heard so far. As far as the OS, we're told that it's not running iPhone OS or Snow Leopard, but it's this new sort of weird hybrid OS that's being called Mac OS 10.7, codename Clouded Leopard. I do that because we don't know if it's true or not, and I like doing that. So supposedly it's sort of similar to the iPhone OS. It's got a widget-based home screen, but it kind of takes it a step farther with basically what it can do and maybe even what it looks like. We don't really know, but that's what we're told. It's a completely new operating system. Also, just tech specs kind of on the side, Apple did put in a patent for a new capacitive touchscreen specific stylus. Does this mean it's going to use a stylus? Some people are saying yes, some people are saying no way. Steve Jobs has never really liked styli, and some people are saying, well, that's the whole reason of it being touchscreen and having this whole gesturing system is so you don't need a stylus. On the other hand, you can kind of see how a stylus will come in handy. So speculation, but it's there. So what about the design? What is it going to look like? Well, there's been a lot of different reports on this. Some insiders have said that it looks like a giant iPhone. Some have said that it looks like a MacBook, just with the screen only and no keyboard. Screen size, there's also been varying reports. The Wall Street Journal said that it would have a 10 to 11 inch touchscreen, but there's been everything in between said, 9.6 inches, 9.7 inches, 7 inches, so, we don't really know. There's been some speculation that there could be two versions of it, and maybe that's why we're getting so many different reports on screen size. For example, Mac Rumors reported that there could be a 9.7 inch OLED display version and then a 10.6 inch LCD version. So, if that is the case, then maybe that's why we're getting so many different sizes, because there's two different versions. And we're going to get more into that later of, conflicting information and what it could mean as far as two versions. But screen size, it's going to be somewhere in the 9 to 11 inch range. Also, part of the design is this new keyboard style that Apple put a patent on, and basically, because it's touchscreen only, the keyboard obviously is not a physical keyboard. It comes up on the screen and it's touch sensitive. So in order to solve the problem of, okay, well, you can't actually feel the buttons, you can't feel the keys, how are you going to know, what if you mess up, you don't push the right button, instead of having to look down the whole time. It's this new technology where whenever the keyboard comes up on the screen, these little buttons or these little ridges come up under the screen so that whenever you type, you can actually feel the key whenever you push it. So it's absolutely brilliant. I have no idea how they did that, but it's genius. That's something that people are saying is going to be implemented into it. Also, Fingerworks. Fingerworks is this company that Apple bought a while back. They shut down the website a little while back. And people are wondering, why did they shut down the website? I mean, what were they doing that they don't want us to know about? Well, Fingerworks they had a press release where they talked about this gesturing technology that they were working on for Apple that's been used a little bit in certain Apple products. But as far as the tablet goes, it would be an entire system of gestures where everything you do could be done with just certain gestures of your hand. So scrolling through a page, turning up the volume, opening a program, closing a program, that could all be done with certain pre-programmed gestures that you'd have to learn, but it would eliminate the use for a mouse. So again, that stuff is really wild too, and you can take a look at the patent applications and basically, how they would implement everything. That's rumors too. So that's design, what it's going to look like. So what can it do? It's a touch screen, it's made by Apple, we know it's going to look cool, but what can it do? Well, it's not quite a computer per se. It's being called a multimedia device. So you can use it for video conferencing, you can watch movies, TV shows, play games, surf the web, read ebooks. So you can see, again, going back to the operating system, if it's something sort of similar to the iPhone and the widget-based home screen, you can see how it, being a multimedia device as opposed to a computer, really. And this is kind of backed up by certain things that Apple has been doing recently. For example, supposedly they've been shopping around for content providers for the tablet, and one of those companies was the New York Times. Also, Apple supposedly is in negotiations with HarperCollins to provide ebooks on the tablet. And both Wired and Time Magazine have shown off prototype digicopies of their magazines. So, you can see how all this is kind of, working together, and how people have come up with this idea of what the tablet could be used for, sort of an ebook reader, but also watching multimedia and possibly creating videos or creating artwork. Along with that, the Apple's event next week, several gaming industry sources have been invited to that event. So, obviously, why would they invite them if it's not going to be somehow related to gaming? So that's again what the rumors are. So if it can do all this, ebooks, surfing the internet, watching videos, obviously you're going to have some sort of wireless capabilities in it. So how is that going to be done? Well, the speculation is that it will Apple will either have a contract with a wireless carrier, and it will be sold through that wireless carrier, subsidized for a cheaper price, which would be great because then you have 3G and you've got internet everywhere. Or it could just be sold straight through Apple with Wi-Fi capabilities. You go to a wireless hotspot, you got internet. Now again, this is going back to what I was talking about earlier about how there could be two different versions. Some people are saying, because of all these mixed rumors, maybe there's a version that will be sold through a wireless carrier, but maybe you can also buy it through Apple, just by itself. A lot of the buzz is around Verizon. Maybe it'll be sold through there. So how much is it going to cost? I mean, am I going to have to lay down $2,000 for this thing, or what? Well, there's been prices, everything from $1,000 to $2,000 to $800, $600, just everything in between. So again, some people may be thinking that maybe there's two different versions. I talked earlier about the screen, how there could be a version with an OLED display and then a version with an LCD display. If there are two different versions, this could be why we're getting so many different price ranges, because obviously the version with the OLED display would cost more. So that one could be around $1,000 to $2,000, whereas a version with an LCD display would be cheaper, maybe in the $800 price range. So that's the speculation, that's what people are thinking as far as the price goes. But anything from $600 to $1,000 is what we're hearing. So say you feel like shelling out $2,000 or $1,000 for a multimedia device, a giant iPhone. When can you get it? Well, if it is announced next week, then more than likely it's going to be out by March or April. Wall Street Journal reports that it will be out in March. So that's the rumor, and hopefully it'll be soon. So those are basically the rumors rounded up into one little nice pretty package. There's definitely going to be more rumors and news before the Apple event, even though it's like 5 days away. But when those rumors come out, be sure and check out PhoneDog.com because we'll definitely keep you updated on everything. Adriana is the Apple lifestyle editor, so she knows all about it. But definitely check us out for more news updates and reviews, and also the forums. They've been revamped, and they're really cool because every topic is very specific. You don't have to just talk about cell phones or smartphones. You can talk about HTC phones, or specifically the HTC Touch Pro 2. It's very specific, so go and check them out. You can talk about the Apple tablet. What do you think is going to happen? Let us know. Thanks guys, thanks for watching the video. Check out Adriana's video if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later.